welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. So Tesla stock is hovering at around $1,900 a share. They're going to have a stock split soon. People have been asking me, should they buy Tesla in anticipation of the stock split? The idea being that a lot of people will buy the stock because it'll be cheaper, it'll be more affordable. You can if you want to. I don't recommend buying a stock just because it's about to split. It should also be a great company at a good price. Yes, probably some people will buy the stock after it splits, and the stock price might go up after that. That's certainly possible. But by itself, is that a reason to buy a stock? I don't recommend buying it just because of that. Keep in mind that there's such a thing as fractional shares with some brokers. You've been able to buy Tesla stock or fractions of the shares. So it was affordable that way anyway, or through options trading. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a way to go. Also, is it a great company at a good price? Well, we can debate about whether Tesla is a great company or not, but is it at a good price? I mean, this is a historical chart of Tesla stock, and I don't know if a value investor or a contrarian would consider this to be a good price. All right, it is basically just going almost vertical. It depends on your perspective. If you're a momentum trader, I suppose this could be compelling. If you're more of a value or contrarian type of investor, then you'll want to wait for the share price to come down, I would imagine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 6 stocks that have not totally gone ballistic like Tesla did. All right. Tesla has gone up many multiples. All right. And so I'm going to show you 6 stocks that are electric vehicle companies that could be maybe the next Tesla. All right. Because for me, the idea is not to buy something after it's already gone up 10 times or 50 times or something like that. The idea for me, perhaps, is to buy something in anticipation of it might be the next Tesla. All right. The idea being to buy it, down here, right? Or even down here, not so much up here. Just my opinion. All right. Tesla could still keep going up. I'm not saying it won't. All right. And before you buy any of these things, remember to make your own decisions, do your own due diligence. Don't ever buy something just because somebody in a video likes it. All right. So here are 6 stocks, and these are all articles I wrote for investorplace.com. I'm going to put links to these articles in the description below this video, so you can click on them if you want to. But again, just use them as a starting point for your own research and your own decisions. The first one is NIO. That's the most obvious competitor to Tesla. I was talking about and saying good things about NIO when the stock price was around $2.50 or $3. Now it's much higher than that, so I'm waiting for a pullback myself. But NIO, it's known in China, perhaps less well known in the United States and elsewhere. But in China, if you believe that the pollution problem might just get worse, and they're really going to start possibly clamping down even more on emissions and pollution, then NIO could be a way to go. NIO vehicles are not really unusual looking. They may not be as fancy looking as Tesla, but they could be good for people on a budget, something like that. So it's certainly worth thinking about. All right. And NIO wasn't doing so great in the beginning of this year, but they've had more delivery orders in the past few months. They've really improved in that way. So that's encouraging. All right. I just might not want to buy it at the current price. That's all, because it has run up quite a bit. Not as much as Tesla. It's not a $1,900 stock, but it has run up quite a bit. So the next one I'm looking at is Solo, or Electromechanica Vehicles. I finally learned how to pronounce this, I think. I just call it Solo, S-O-L-O. Okay, NIO, obviously the ticker symbol is NIO, N-O-N-I-O. And for Solo, the ticker symbol is SOLO, S-O-L-O. And these are interesting ones. They are called Solo because they only have room for one person. And they have 3 wheels, and it's an interesting idea during these times when people don't want to go near other people. Maybe this will be a trend. Maybe it'll take off. The whole single, one person per car idea. And the cars are fairly affordable, but you don't get a lot of car. They're small, so 3 wheels, 1 person, so they should be cheap, right? So it's just a really interesting idea. I kind of like it. It's very speculative. You know, the single person car idea might not become popular. So who knows, right? But this might be something where you just put a small amount of money into it and leave it there for months or years. And if it takes off, it does. And if it doesn't, then your lotto ticket didn't work out so great. And, you know, that's the way it goes. All right? Because these things are all speculative. So that's Solo. Next one that I'm looking at is Arcimoto, an interesting company. Now, Arcimoto also 3-wheeled vehicles, and yet these are different because, first of all, they're not single passenger. These allow for 2 people in the vehicle. And by the way, FUV is the ticker symbol for Arcimoto. And so 2 people in the car, not just one, but they're not side by side. The 2 people in the car are one behind the other. So you've got a driver, and then the passenger is behind the driver, which is interesting. So they're unusual looking. Again, 3 wheels. They have the FUV, the Fun Utility Vehicle, they call it, which is really just kind of a regular car for streets and roads and things like that. Then you have the Deliverator, which is kind of a last mile vehicle for deliveries type of thing. It's an interesting idea. And then you've got another one that's mostly for medical personnel, kind of a last mile thing for first responders. All right. So they have 3 different types. But I looked at the vehicles. They all look kind of similar. I'm not sure how the one for first responders is very different from the Deliverator, and I'm not sure how that's very different from the Fun Utility Vehicle. There might be differences, but I didn't see a lot, at least visually, when I looked at them on the website. So you might want to decide for yourself. But it's an interesting concept, and they have an advantage over Solo, is that at least there could be a driver and a passenger, 2 different people in the vehicle. The next one is Kandi, KNDI is the ticker symbol, Kandi Technologies Group. And these are focused on budget, all right? These are budget vehicles. They're not unusual looking. They don't look all that different from Neo, I suppose. But they're just very affordable. All right. So the price, the ultra simple K27 will start at, according to the research I've done, will start at around $20,000. The fancier K23 model will start at around a little bit less than $30,000. So they're not really trying to compete with Tesla. They're really just keeping it more affordable and budget conscious. So that's an idea. All right. So that is Kandi, KNDI. The next one is Li, L-I, Li Auto. L-I is the ticker symbol, easy to remember. And Li Auto, again, not unusual looking vehicles, but they do focus on SUVs, I've noticed. They have a particular focus on that, especially budget-conscious SUVs. And they've chosen to focus on SUVs costing between $21,000 and $70,000. And so somebody who's looking for value could go towards the less expensive end of that. So it's a concept, all right? It's an idea. Value-conscious SUVs that are electric vehicles, all right? So that is Li Auto. And then finally, maybe the most interesting one. I like Solo, but I've really been looking strongly at this one lately. Ayro, A-Y-R-O, is a ticker symbol. And what's interesting about these is that it doesn't seem like they're trying to compete with the other ones I mentioned, because these are more work vehicles. Now, I did mention that Arcimoto has a couple of work-type vehicles. They have the delivery one, and they have the first responder type. Okay, so I suppose those are work vehicles, but they also have the FUV, the fun one as well. Whereas Ayro really is focused and seems to be making some progress in what they call, or what somebody might call, work-oriented vehicles, purpose-built low speed electric vehicles. All right. What is a low speed electric vehicle? Think about electric golf carts, e-scooters, campus security vehicles, that kind of thing. All right. So again, not trying to compete with Tesla so much, or with Nikola, which is electric trucks. I didn't put Nikola on, which is NKLA. I did not put that on this because it's just such an obvious choice. Seems like everybody who's trading nowadays, practically everybody who trades electric vehicles, knows about Nikola already, and the price has gone up quite a bit on Nikola. That's an interesting one as well, focusing on trucks. So that's that one. But Aero, they're more, the other clients might be in academic institutions, like if a college campus might need a golf cart or something like that. Government entities, hotels, resorts, food, beverage, and retail industries, that kind of thing. All right. So think about service vehicles, think about work vehicles that don't have to go fast. Just a very interesting one. And also they recently had an order from Gallery Carts worth almost $600,000 for purpose-built EV hospitality type of vehicles, all right, on-the-go vehicles. So I think this one's kind of interesting. But, by all means, check all of them out. And just be aware you don't have to buy into the Tesla hype. Could Tesla keep going up? Of course it could. But there are alternatives. If you're looking for the next Tesla or the next Nikola, these six ones could be very interesting. And again, I'll put the links to these 6 articles in the description below this video if you want to read them, and then do your own research and make your own decisions. All right, thanks a lot for watching and listening. I will talk to you again soon.